rule, rulership, golden rule. I've been hearing for much time on this plane of existence of knowing thyself. It seemed to be very catchy. It seemed to be popular. It seemed to be used to as a magnetic force to pull people in. That people give the impression that they know what they're talking about and that they know what they're doing. How do you measure something? How does human judge only by judging another human? There is a scientific dictum that if something exists in some measure or in some form, that it can be measured. A rule. I hear people use the know thyself. Some use the ancient Egyptian teachings of know thyself. They use that which was used then for them and not realizing that was used for them back then may not be able to measure up what's happening right now here in the present. Only because circumstances makes us other than ourselves. We're going to play with that word or use that word. And I'm not trying to play with it really, because this is not a game. This is not a joke. Is that we're born in a condition, placed in a situation, surrounded by circumstances. Consequently, is due to some previous activity that has taken place. So that is the why we do what we do and what we have become. And that's how you measure yourself and know yourself. It says, a person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. Teach them. A person who knows not and believes that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. A person who knows and knows not that they know is asleep. Awaken them. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these resides in you. Know thyself, and my art be true. Balance. We'll deal with the balance. I have on the Common Humanity logo. And the mission is to promote the value of self-worth. Because that's what I see, that people are lacking a value of self-worth. Now, how can I best interpret another man's interpretation but only see it only of my own? Let's be real with that. Because this creation is considered to be a God. Now, if I may use that term, governance, ordinance, decree. So there is a decree. So now, as I stated about the use of knowing thyself, some use it in a religious sense, knowing God, the devil, and knowing yourself. Yes. And us. But this rule of law, to be measured and to be judged, or there is under judgment. And we have to look at our accomplishments and our failures. Yes. So the circumference, or this circumstances, I should say, because circumstances makes us other than ourselves, because truth is the cause that impacts the results of one's reality. Some say truth is based upon the consensus of the people, because if you accept it as truth, then that's a truth for you. That may not be a truth for anyone else. So now we get into standards now. And we get into standards, we get into laws. We get into laws, we get into rules. When we get into rules, we get into regulations. Because the only law I know is the law of gravity. What goes up must come down. You live and you die. That's the truth. That is a governance of reality, whether we want to accept it or not. So here we go. We have to deal with patience now. And we deal with patience, we're dealing with the circumferencing is the harmony of life. Be patient. Circumference is the harmony of life, which means it is like it is an embodiment that encompasses and gives you the guidance that you need. That is what we call life. Because this plane of existence is nothing but a testing ground where we gather data. How can I prove that? If you look at scientists, doctors, or whatever they do, or whatever they school, whatever it is, all we're doing is gathering data and we're storing that data. And sometimes that data is not good data. And if that data is not good data, all we're doing is acting it out. Huh? That's judgment, man. That's the truth. But as I said about common humanity, when the logo is the pyramid, the oval-shaped circle, and the square. The pyramid represents focus. That is essential. That is essential to focus on harmony. And when you focus on harmony, it will produce balance. So be patient. Circumference is the harmony of life. Be patient with your growth and with your development. Let's look at this here now. Because it brings gratitude. And when you have gratitude, it puts you in a position of being competent. And that puts you at an advantage. Because you can be conscious but not competent of your consciousness. Huh? The beginning or rule, measure, law, and judgment is the cause of something. And the result of something. Or maybe the cause, but not the beginning. Or the founder of something. So, the cause, but not the beginning. We always like to say that we are the beginning, but are we the cause of the beginning? Because we create something and we say that where we are the beginning, so we create the cause. But the cause, but not the beginning. You can cause something, but you ain't begin it. And this is how many humans get so messed up in their thinking. They think that they are the originator of something. They think that they are the founder of something. Man, I tell you that grandiose mentality and thinking, it is destroying the minds of the human being. So yes. So, and it seems to be as if humans are asleep or they are putting other humans asleep. And when they waking up from it, they will be groggy, and they may not like it. So, let's bring this thing to a head when it comes to people saying, know thyself. And how humans judge other humans. It says, be not judged, or ye should be judged. Well, What is it that you can do if there is a scientific dictum that says that if something exists in some form that it can be measured? What can you do? Is it an excuse for us to participate in certain inappropriate behavior that we can't be that we think that we can get away with it? No, I know I can't get away with it. I deal with my challenges every day. But nothing will stop me from myself, my determination, nor my ambition to try to be a better human being. So the first rule of truth is being about one's word. Huh? Because the word represents integrity. And when you about your word, that leads to understanding your humanity. Huh? And once that leads to understanding your morality, your humanity, then that becomes what? Your morality. And your morality becomes your standard. And when that becomes your standard, that becomes the manner in a way in that which you govern your life. If that ain't the truth, I don't know what is, because if you're unable to govern your life, someone else will govern your life for you. Whatever activity outside of ourselves, if we don't take the initiative or the determination to govern our lives accordingly, and something or someone else outside of us who don't have our best interests at heart will govern our lives. So they come to you and say, know thyself. But yet they don't know themselves. I'm still learning myself. Until the next time, talk to you.